Hello, welcome to the Trade Game channel. This is Daniel. It's February the 14th, and we're going to talk about trading cryptocurrency. Specifically, we're going to talk about trading, not Solana, but SXP. So the reason I'm making this video is that we have got a long bot going on Solar, which is doing just fine. Started one a little while ago, but we also made, or I also made, rather, a short bot with a very similar grid. Oh, there you go. Yeah, there are the parameters. So we're running a long bot with 10 times leverage, with the ranges on screen. And I also had set up a short bot with 10 times leverage with a slightly different grid. If you look at the numbers, the grid is a little bit more condensed for the short bot. And also the profit per grid line, you see, is a little bit lower, a little bit smaller. Because I don't know how long we're going to keep the short bot going. And that seems like a pretty decent range for that, for a futures bot with 10 times leverage. So we did kind of a slightly smaller grid and slightly tighter grid for the short bot. And I don't know how long we're going to run the short bot, because we may see a recovery in price here on Solar at some point. I understand that when we were doing, when we were talking about starting this bot before, we were trying to catch the bottom. Solar had a pump last November. Did pretty well early December, and then has been falling since then, and looking for support. And it's now right around and has recently come very close to and almost touched the lowest low that it's been at all year, last year in August, but it came down and didn't quite make it down that far, so it set a higher low here a little while ago. And so that's hopefully we'll find some support right around that area. And so we started a long bot here with the grid as shown in green. And we're going to trade in this area. For as long as it stays in this area, and we'll just have to see how the bot does. If price action does go down, sort of break this trend line that I've set up using the bottom of these lows, then there is a possibility that the bot will get liquidated. You know, you can always lose your trade there, but we're hoping that, or I'm hoping rather, that this will hold its support around at around that price area. There are order blocks and things in there, and that this will recover. But of course, this all depends on just sort of the general flow of the market, and whether Solar gets any media attention or there's anything like that. But at least in terms of just a general technical analysis, it does look to me, like here on the daily anyway, like this is needing to come back up. And of course, on the weekly though, on the weekly we may. Well, yeah, no, I mean, on the weekly it also like we're starting a downward sweep here, but we may continue for a little while before this has another price exploration event. And so until another impulse comes along, or until we want to do price exploration kind of like maybe up to here, we're likely to either continue down or continue sideways on the weekly. So that's cool. That's good news for us if you're trying to grid trade with a little bit of leverage, because you want the coin, the asset that you're grid trading, you see to go sideways, because that's where we get the best arbitrage return from these bots. And of course, if the price does rebound in solar, then the long bot will just become a long position and it will do well, and that's fine. But for the time being, we're going to be trading it long at the ranges listed here, and then it's the green zone. And we've also got a short bot going, so we're also shorting this. If the price does rebound and go up, we may need to close the short bot. I'll probably be setting more aggressively setting like stop losses for the short bot as it trades. But in the event that solar does go down in value, like continues down to zero, we will at least have shorts going on it as well for the time being. But if neither happens and it stays within this range, then we'll be trading it back and forth, both short and long, with 10 times leverage, which is good for us. That's what we're looking for with this strategy. And then, of course, we can set parameters on these bots to stop loss below or above the grid, but you just sort of have to keep an eye on them and decide whether or not you really want to do that. Just because the price explores areas outside of the grid doesn't mean that the bot necessarily is a lost cause. So anyway, that's pretty much the update that I was trying to get at here, because I'm bringing you an update because the bot, the short bot, triggered. I'm very happy, you see, because it looks like when setting this trigger, I did a reasonably good job. I don't recall exactly how I set the trigger, but it looks like my guess would be I set the trigger based off of that area of support right around here, and I set it just a little bit below this low, which is at the bottom of the wedge, the bottom of the channel that we were in sort of before. And it looks like, oh gosh, going to the hourly chart, the price got to and set off our short for this bot, triggered our bot to start shorting right there, which is just lovely. That's exactly what I was looking for. Of course, now on the hourly, it may swing back up, but yeah. So at least for the time being, on the hourly chart, that's a successful short. The bot should be doing okay. It is doing okay. I know it is. So I looked at it. And of course, we have levels of significant levels that we've marked out here. But yeah, so basically, I just wanted to make a video to kind of show you guys what's going on with Solar. We're starting a short bot on it, and our trigger, it looks like, hit for the short bot. So now we're going both short and long on Solar using a grid strategy. Settings are on screen. I don't know if the levels will get, for Solar will get back to the trigger price for the short, but I don't know if I would necessarily just start a short bot right now. I specifically set this trigger to try and catch liquidity sweep. I figured that this value gap was gonna want to be filled in, and so if we're assuming that the overall direction of the market for this coin, because it has been, like, sort of in the macro, I've been going down. It would make sense in the way I had set this up for it to at least go back up to here before continuing downwards. So if Solar does continue in a bearish pattern, we should be okay for a short down. But also, if it recovers and goes the other way, our long bot will do rather well, I think. But what we're sort of hoping for, and we'll see if this happens, is for the price to not go too terribly one way or the other for a little while. If it does really come down and get quite low comparatively, like if it breaks below this point, say, or perhaps here below the grid, below the historic low last year, we may consider perhaps closing out the long bot and just taking whatever loss or gain we may have made at that point, and then leaving the short bot going. And then start looking for a new entry for the long bot at a lower level. But at least for the time being, though, we're going to assume that Solar is going to kind of range in around the same price that it has historically, and we're going to be trading it down to the lowest price that it's been at least on my chart going back for a year or two. Of course, this is Blofin. Some of these charts don't go back as far. It depends on when the currency, I guess, was listed on the exchange, I suppose. In any event. And we'll be trading it up to this point that I have set. And yeah, we'll just have to keep an eye on it, and I'll try to give you guys some updates if anything interesting happens with it. But for now, we're just gonna watch and wait. Thank you for watching and listening. This is the Trade Game Channel. This is Daniel. It's February the 14th. We've been talking about trading cryptocurrency. Specifically, we're talking about some grid trading projects we've got going on Solar. It's SXP. And we've been doing some discussion of our chart analysis already made and sort of in progress now. If you enjoy these videos, please do like and subscribe. Help grow our community. Thank you again for watching. I am Daniel. God be with you. Be good to one another. And I will talk to you later.